Good morning, good morning, good morning. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. This is the pre-show mantra. The show will start soon after. We just want to set the tone for our show, our day, our week, our year. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be rich. I deserve to be wealthy. I deserve to be free. The more you learn, the more you earn. Thereby, the more you earn, the more you learn. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I am confident in my abilities to make great investments. The stock market is a machine, and I am more than capable of operating this machine. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Let's get started. What's good, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the world. Welcome to $1 Trillion Tickers. It's the weekend, so this show is all about charting. It's built for people who's watching it on YouTube and also audio listeners as well, because I will be calling out the levels. We'll be focusing on price action, support and resistance, trend directions, and key levels. And if we notice some chart patterns, we'll call those out as well. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment only. Let's get started with a couple words from Instagram.
Damn, bro. What you gonna do with all that money?
Make more money.
Okay, and with that money?
Make more money.
And with that money?
Make more money.
It don't happen overnight, and there's gonna be moments when it's really, really frustrating, and there's gonna be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you're gonna take yourself on a ride that's very uncomfortable. I think it's just about being committed to the work and appreciating it, when it's good and not stressing too bad when it's bad, just appreciating the work and staying focused on showing up every day.
Shout out Nip, Neighborhood Nip, legend. All right, so if you're looking for the $1 trillion companies, I actually did those yesterday. So check out yesterday's stream if you want to check out the $1 trillion companies. Because today is Sunday, December 21st, 2025. And if you want to check out the $1 trillion tickers, I covered those yesterday. All of them. So just check out yesterday's stream. Today's stream, we're going to cover some other tickers that we also like. And we're going to start with AMD. So we're going to go to the weekly chart here. And then we're going to move our previous week low to the bottom of this wick, which is $200.59. And then we're going to move our previous week high to the top of the wick of the same candle. And it's $215.42. Then we'll check out the daily. Previous day low, we'll put it at the bottom of the wick of Friday's candle. $204.22. And the previous day high is the top of Friday's candle at $215.18. Okay, so now we'll check out, do we see any patterns here? It does look like a bear flag from here, and then it came up And then the bear flag just finished here. And now it's headed back up. So to the upside for AMD, I would need it to break over 226. A closing candle. If a candle closed above 226.15, then I would be thinking that we are bullish again. But currently we are right in the middle of this consolidation area ever since this major drawdown from close to the all-time high. So it's really in the middle. I'm not really bullish or bearish right now on AMD. But let's check out the algo. Okay, so the algo is brought to you by Level Up Algo version 2.5. Let's see what the algo says. Okay, so the algo did give us a sell, a strong sell here on Tuesday, November 18th. It did end up hitting TP1 and TP2. It came halfway into TP2, but did not hit TP3. So had you followed the algo, oh, excuse me, not Tuesday the 18th. It was actually Wednesday, November 19th, with the entry being 223.55 and hitting TP1 and TP2. So let's see. So it did give a close notification here on Tuesday the 16th. So had you followed the algo, you would have hit 2 take profits before being recommended to close the trade. Okay, so let's check out the 4 hour. Let's see if we get a buy signal on the 4 hour at all. We do have a buy here on the 4 hour. It did come in on Friday at 5 a.m. So the entry for this 4 hour buy signal is 211, with the first take profit being 220. All right. Next, we have Bitcoin. Let's go to the weekly. Let's bring our levels back up here. Bitcoin has definitely been bearish because it's back under 90,000 with the all-time high of 126,000. Okay, so let's find our, no, not that one. Let's find our previous week high level. Now let's bring that down to the top of the wick of our previous week candle. And then our previous week low level, let's bring that down to the bottom of the wick of that same candle. And then let's go to the daily. Our previous day high on Bitcoin. So for the weekly, the previous week high level was 90,356, and the previous week low level was 84,389. So it's been consolidating in between those two levels in the past 7 days. And then let's check out the previous day high, which would be Saturday, which has the least volume of any day of the week for Bitcoin. See, on Saturday, the movement stayed between the low of 87,780 and a high of 88,531. And on Sunday, you see right now it's only 8:31 a.m., but you can see that the Sunday candle is already bigger than the whole Saturday candle. So you can see there's very little volume on Saturday, very little movement on Saturdays for Bitcoin. All right, so let's check out the algo. So the algo on the daily for Bitcoin, it did give us a sale here on Thursday, December 18th. The entry was 85,000. Though it did reverse and came very, very close to the stop loss. So you will be down heavy had you taken this. But you would not have been stopped out. You would have been very close. And if you didn't panic, you would not have recovered. You would have recovered a lot because the top of the wick of the candle went to 89,330. 89,380, and now it's currently at 88,174. So if you didn't panic, you would have gotten some of that back. All right, let's check out the 4 hour. Let's see our latest signal on the 4 hour. Our latest signal on the 4 hour, it did come on Saturday where there's a lot less volume. So I wouldn't really rock with it. I wouldn't really buy or sell Bitcoin on a Saturday because of the lack of volume. So that's just something to take into consideration when it comes to trading Bitcoin. All right, next one is IBIT. Let's go to the weekly chart. IBIT on the weekly. Previous week high is going to be $51.26. And the previous week low is going to be $47.89. And then the previous day low, which would be Friday, is $49.23. And the previous day high is going to be $50.71. So it wasn't a lot of movement at all on Friday for IBIT. All right, let's see. Do we have any patterns here? We did have that same bull flag, and it has since completed the bull flag. So after the bull flag is completed, we are just consolidating right now. But it really looks bearish to me. It is at a weekly level here at 47.90, and I do have a previous month low level here at 46.71. I actually don't have any other levels underneath that, so let's go ahead and add some more levels beneath that just in case it breaks. So the way that I create my levels is by going on the line chart. I find it a lot easier to find levels on the line chart. So when I go on the weekly here, the low of it is around the same as this weekly level. So our next weekly level below that had a big price reaction is going to be right here. So let's go ahead and put that on there. Weekly level. Let's stretch out the chart to get a more precise entry. And then we have 40, 50. And then let's go to the daily and let's find some closer potential bounce zones. Okay, so underneath the previous month low, I definitely see this one here. Daily level 43.57, and above that I see a potential bounce here at 45.20. So if it breaks this 47.90, I see it coming down to this 46.71. If it breaks that, coming down to 45.20. If it breaks that, 43.57. If it breaks that, it's coming all the way down to $40, y'all. $40 on IBIT. All right, so now that we've added those new levels, let's check out the algo. The algo on a daily is currently in a sell. The sell was established on December 18th. And the entry was 47.96, though it did reverse on Friday. It did hit the stop loss, but it did not close at the stop loss. So if you are specifically following the algo, you are down $1.95 since entry, but you did not close the trade. Okay, so let's check out the 4 hours, see if we have any newer notifications. No, we don't. The latest notification is still in the sell. So we are still bearish on IBIT. All right, next company. Let's check out Ethereum for the crypto lovers. All right, so Ethereum. Let's go on a weekly level. Let's check out our weekly chart. By the way, I'm using TradingView. I am charting on TradingView, a very user-friendly charting platform. They do have a free version of it that gives you up to 3 indicators. So if you want to learn how to chart, you can learn how to chart on TradingView for free. All right, so let's stretch out the chart so we can get a more precise level. So the weekly on Ethereum, the high was 3,177, and the weekly low is 2,774. All right, so let's check out the daily. Ethereum also has very low volume when it comes to Saturdays. We had a previous day high of 2,992 and a previous day low of 2,964. So very, very minimal volume. I do use volume candles on my chart. So the wider the candle, then the more volume is on it. And the smaller, thinner the candle, then the less volume. I can also add volume bars here at the bottom, like so. All right. Okay. Do we have any levels down here? We don't have any levels down here. Okay, so let's add some levels underneath Ethereum. It hasn't been this low I haven't put any levels here for a while. Okay, so we do have a weekly bounce here. See, price came from all the way up here and came down here. So based on that price reaction, I'm going to put a weekly level here at 2,800. And just round it out. All right. Any other weekly levels here? Let's see. Yes. So I'm going to put a level here based on this. Price's reaction here, here, and here. So the more times price gets to this level, you see these reactions. So that's why I will put a level there. This weekly level is at 2,553. Okay, so this area is more like a zone because it did bounce here at 2,294, and then we have this 2,230. So this is a zone. So what we can do is We can put a weekly demand zone there. Because we expect price to bounce once it gets here based on previous price action. And then we can go ahead and put a weekly level here. So that's what I like to do when it comes to areas that are close to each other like that. I'll just put a demand level, because basically I can't choose between these two levels. So just anywhere in here, price should bounce. And then on the low end, if it does break this demand level, then I definitely see it coming down here to basically 1600. Let's just go ahead and round it up to 1600. It's only $1 away. All right. That is the new levels for Ethereum. All right, so let's take off my levels and let's go to the algo. What does the algo have to say about Ethereum on the daily? The most recent notification was a sell signal here on Monday the 15th. The entry was 2,964. It almost reached TP1. And now it's back right around the entry level. Let's check out the 4 hours, see if we have a newer notification. We did get a buy here on Friday at midnight. It did end up hitting TP1, but you know, Saturday is very low volume. So that is Ethereum. Next, BMNR, Tom Lee's ETF. Tom Lee decided to use the MicroStrategy idea and become a treasury for Ethereum, the same way MicroStrategy is now considered a treasury for Bitcoin. Tom Lee, Super Bull. He has made some predictions about the ending price of Bitcoin and Ethereum for the end of the year, and we have about 10 more days, and I don't think those prices are going to hit. But shout out Tom Lee. Okay, so let's check out. We do have some levels here. Let's check out the weekly first. Let's move our previous week high. Previous week high on BMNR is $34.91. Previous week low is $28.45. Now let's go to the daily. Previous day low, which will be Friday, $29.60. Previous day high from Friday, $31.60. Okay, now we have those marked out. All right, so this level here is a previous month low. Very strong level. If price does get back down there, I do expect it to bounce. The last time it bounced here at this level of $24.54, it did trend to the upside to $42.05. So this is a very strong level. Here is a lot of buyers right here. All right, so let's check out the algo. The algo did have BMNR. Wow. Okay, so this candle is so huge. I don't like when candles are this big when it comes to the algo. Oh, actually, I'm on the daily. I'm on the weekly. So let me switch to the daily. And let's see what the algo says about the daily. Okay, so the algo gave us a signal here on December 15th, the sell signal, and the entry was $30.95 with the first target of $27.06. It got close, but it did not reach TP1, and it has since reversed, and now it is close to the entry level. All right, let's check out the 4-hour to see if there's any new signals. We do have a signal here from Friday at 9 a.m. The entry price was $31.57 to the upside, with the first target being $32.57. All right, that is BM&R. Palantir. Let's check out Palantir on a weekly first. Palantir had a very bullish week. Palantir for the week, the highest price was $195.05, and the lowest price was $176.50. Let's go to the daily here. Palantir on the daily, the lowest price on Friday was $186.73. A very, very bullish candle here on Friday for Palantir. Okay, our previous day high is the same as our previous week high. So we'll go ahead and delete this previous day high, and we'll bring it back on Tuesday after Monday's candle. So looking to the left here, we had a major consolidation area here between a low of 169 and a high of 188. Very huge consolidation area. And Palantir was stuck in this consolidation area again the last week, a little over a week, until it broke out. So Palantir is headed to the upside. It looks like it's headed toward this gap right here. And then after the gap, it'll be headed back toward all-time highs. So shout out to all the Palantir shareholders. You are making money, especially if you got in earlier in the year. All right. After that, let's check out the algo. The algo on the daily. The algo gave us a strong buy here on Wednesday, December 3rd. The entry price was $176. It did hit TP1 on Monday, the 8th. And then it did hit TP2. No, it didn't hit TP2. It was a few cents away from TP2 on Wednesday, the 10th, before pulling back to basically a few cents away from the entry level. And then after coming back down to that entry level, it did bounce again back to TP1, TP2, and now it's headed toward TP3. So shout out to the algo. All right, Hood, Robinhood. Let's check out the weekly chart. Robinhood on the weekly. Previous week high, we got it at 124.69, and the previous week low at 114.10. All right, let's go to the daily. Previous day high, which is Friday, is at 123 even. Previous day low is at 118.27. There is a gap up here above 131. And let's see. Okay, so this is potentially a bear flag, with this being the pole. I haven't used any of these. Let me see if I can use this correctly. Arrow. Nope, that's not how you use it. We learn in real time, people. Magic. I don't even know what this is. Let me see what this is. Nah. Oh, shoot. What the heck? What is the point of that? Oh my god. Shout out TradingView, man, with the magic explosion. Like a confetti type of thing. I was actually looking for something to draw. But I don't know. Trendline tool? No. Fibonacci? No. Patterns? No. Excuse me while I'm looking for this if you're in a rush. Measure, zoom in. Where is the damn, where you draw the lines at? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know everything about TradingView, y'all. So let's take this off. Let's go back to this. All right, so I will just move my mouse in that direction. This is interesting. Why is it not easy to find a tool to draw on here? Not a trend line. Is it a trend line? Yeah, just use a trend line. I was looking for something else, but okay, so that's the pole. And then this can be the flag here. You can tell I don't be drawing stuff like this often. I usually just go off of levels. But I know some of y'all, I just want to point out what I see, basically, and help y'all see it too. So this is the pole, this is the flag. So it may come up, price may come up here to the high 120s before falling again. So that's what I see on Robinhood. Let me just delete these. All right. Let's see. What does the algo say? All right. We got a sell on the algo on Friday, December 12th with the entry of 119.50. It got close to TP1, but did not hit TP1, and now it's very close to the entry. Check out the 4 hour. 4 hour did get a buy at 5:30 a.m. on Friday with the entry of 121.42. So you are very close to the entry, with the first target being 124.63. So shout out to Algo. All right, grab on the weekly. Grab on a weekly with a high of 516 and a low of 485. On a daily, grab on a daily. Previous day high 503. Previous day low of 491. All right, grab is definitely in the downtrend here with lower lows and lower highs. It's sitting at about 25% off the all-time high right now. It definitely looks bearish. You can see here. equal high, then down, lower, lower low, lower high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So that's the downtrend for grab. Do got the gap up here, but it's pretty far away from the gap right now. All right, check out the algo. Algo on the daily. It did have a sell here. It did hit all three take profits. That's why this new entry point is here. Well, you did get a close notification. And so let's check out the 4 hour and see if there's any new. Nope. It's still in the sell. All right. Okay, last but not least, XLG. This is a new ticker that I found thanks to Joy Jenkins on Facebook. A shout out to that sister. She be making a lot of money in the market. It's definitely an ETF that I want to buy, but it's too close to all-time highs right now. The all-time high is actually $60.63. This ETF is the top 50 companies in the S&P 500. So it is a lot less diverse than the S&P 500, but it's diverse toward the top. So the bigger, stronger companies. And that is definitely my investing style. Invest in the biggest, strongest companies in the world that move the GDP of the nation. Which is really like the top 10. But they don't have an ETF with only the top 10. I wish they did. Because if they did, I would definitely just put all my money in there. That's how much I believe in the strength of the most powerful companies in the world. Somebody make that, y'all. Go tell them people on Wall Street that we need an ETF with the top 10 $1 trillion companies. And that's it. Why wouldn't somebody just make that? Come on, man. They got all these ETFs, but they're not going to make an ETF with the top 10 most valuable companies in the world. They got all these random ETFs, y'all. They came out with 5-time leveraged ETFs. They about to come out with that next year. 5-time leveraged? That's super leveraged. You know how much money people is going to be losing with that? But they're not going to come out with a top 10 companies on the market. You see? It just don't make no sense. They want to allow people to do 5-time leveraged ETFs. They made a lot of them too. At least 10 to 20. That same company can't make an ETF with the top 10 most valuable companies in the world. Come on, man. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. All right, let's go to the weekly. XLG had a weekly high of 59.37 and a weekly low of 57.93 and a daily high of 59.16 and a daily low of 58.77. This is actually so close to the all-time high that basically it needs to break this 59.98 in order for me to believe it's more bullish, because it's basically just in between this 57.92 where it last bounced and this 59.98 where it most recent high. So it's pretty much in the middle. So I wouldn't be getting into this. Not only based on that, but also based on it's less than 5% from the all-time high. I don't want to buy a company unless it's at least 10% off the all-time high, y'all. 15% off is even better, especially if there's a weekly level right by it. That means it'll more likely bounce. All right. One thing I did yesterday that I thought was cool was I went to Yahoo and I checked out this AI analyze button that they have. This is Microsoft Bing. They created this picture here. Let me go to Yahoo Finance. Watching for a Santa Claus rally with stocks near record highs. That's not actually what Santa Claus looked like. But that's who Yahoo Finance put on there. We're not rocking with that. The actual Saint Nick was a black man. If you don't know, look him up. All right, let's go to AMD. So we're just going to read some of the analyze with AI overview from the companies that we just went over. Okay, so this was updated 14 minutes ago. AMD stock has experienced a 13.97% decline recently, yet analysts maintain a positive outlook with a 12-month price target indicating a 38.7% upside. Concerns about market volatility persist, but AMD is well positioned in the AI infrastructure sector. Growth metrics. Revenue growth accelerated to 31% in Q3 2025, while earnings growth remains strong at 81%. Free cash flow growth surged to 392%. Woo! They got that free cash flow going, indicating a significant improvement in cash generation. Valuation metrics. AMD's PE ratio has decreased to 78 times in Q3 2025 from 82 times in Q2 2025, suggesting a more attractive valuation. The EV versus EBITDA ratio remained at a stable 41 times. Market performance. AMD stock has fallen almost 14% in the past month amid increasing market scrutiny. Despite this, analysts from firms like Daiwa and Bank of America have reiterated buy ratings, indicating confidence in AMD's positioning within the AI sector. All right. Let's check out Bitcoin. Let's see. No, they don't have analyze with AI when it comes to Bitcoin. So we'll have to skip it, y'all. Tell them we want analyze with AI for Bitcoin. Yesterday, they didn't have that for Berkshire either. So that's interesting. Oh, they don't have it for iBit either, y'all. So I'm pretty sure they won't have it for Ethereum. But we can click on it and check. Let's see. Nope, they don't have it for Ethereum. Let's see if they have it for BMNR. They do not. So maybe it's only the bigger companies. Let's check out Palantir. They have it for Palantir. All right, let's check it out, y'all. So this was updated 16 minutes ago. Palantir Technologies is experiencing robust revenue growth, particularly in the defense sector, with a reported 63% year-over-year increase. However, high valuations are indicated by a PE ratio of 552. Ooh, goodness gracious. 552? That is ridiculous. But it's running, definitely running, man. This raises concern among investors despite strong analyst support and strategic partnerships. All right, mixed analyst ratings. Analysts have mixed views on Palantir's price trajectory, with targets ranging from 180 to 255. Recent upgrades from Loop Capital indicate confidence, while some analysts maintain caution. High valuation concerns. With a PE ratio of 552, this raises concerns about its valuation, indicating that the stock may be overvalued relative to its earnings. Would you think if the PE is 552? Let me just put that in perspective. The other companies, the $1 trillion companies, their PEs are around in the 20s and 30s for the most part. So this is definitely, except Tesla. Tesla has a ridiculous PE as well. But the other ones, they have regular PEs. All right, so growth in the defense sector. Palantir's strategic partnerships, notably with the U.S. Navy and French intelligence, are significantly driving business growth in the defense industry. Strong revenue performance. The company reported a 63% year-over-year revenue growth in Q3, outperforming the S&P 500, showcasing its operational strength. All right, next, let's check out Hood. Analyze with AI. Let's check out the overview, which was updated 5 minutes ago. Robinhood is poised for growth with strong earnings expectations and innovative employee initiatives, despite a premium valuation. Analysts maintain a positive outlook, suggesting significant upside potential amid evolving market trends. Analyst sentiment. Analysts maintain a positive outlook with price targets ranging from 140 to 172, reflecting confidence in Robinhood's growth potential, especially with the Zacks rank of number 1, strong buy. Valuation metrics. The PB ratio has surged from 10 times in Q2 2025 to 14 times in Q3 2025, indicating heightened investor expectations despite a forward PE of 59, suggesting the stock may be trading at a premium. Earnings expectations. Robinhood is set to report a 57 cents EPS with a 26% revenue increase to $1.28 billion, reflecting strong year-over-year growth. All right, let's check out Grab. I doubt if it's going to be here for Grab, but we don't know. Nope, not on Grab. And do they do ETFs? I don't know if they do ETFs, but let's check it out. XLG. Analyze with AI? Nope. They do not have it on here, y'all. All right, so that is it. All right, so let me show y'all the new. So I had to make some new flashcards again because AI was tripping, y'all. All right, this is my most recent flashcards that I made. So basically, the flashcards that I created with ChatGPT, the ones that the link is already out there, these are the new ones that I'm creating. So we have a bigger icon on the middle. It says invest in flashcards at the top. We have the drop down menu. As you can see, I only have 2 decks so far. The first deck is done. I'm working on deck number 2. You have the restart symbol here, and we have the shuffle symbol here. So what is a stock? It's a certificate of ownership. A tiny piece of a company. Buying one makes you a part owner of that entire business. Own one share of Apple, you literally own a piece of every iPhone sold and every Apple store on earth. What's the second question? What is the stock market? Hit flip. A global meeting place where anyone can own a seat at the table of the world's biggest businesses. It's like a giant yard sale for any public company. Buy a share and only own a tiny piece of their future. All right, so I just wanted to show y'all that. That's what I'm working on right now. The next iteration of the flashcards. But if you want these flashcards, these are the first ones that I made with ChatGPT. And the issue that I had with ChatGPT is when I was trying to add more decks, these are considered decks here. So I do have Q&A 1 here, 10 cards. Hit flip, it'll give you the answer. The next card, hit flip, it'll give you the answer. Their deck number 2, 10 more cards. What is a brokerage account? Hit flip, it'll give you the answer. Next one. How much do I need to start investing? Hit flip, it'll give you the answer. Then I have the ABCs of investing. So I did create all these, but when I was trying to add more to it, I kept on getting these error messages when it came to the coding. So that's why I went to Google Gemini. But these are ready. So these flashcards, they give you 20 questions, 20 very beginner questions that everybody wants to know before they start investing. And then I gave you 26 ABCs of investing cards, where each letter of the alphabet gets a different word related to investing, like A for asset. Hit flip, it'll give you the answer, and it'll also give you an example. It was B. B is for broker. Hit flip, it'll give you the answer of what it is, the definition, and it'll also give you an example. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the chat right now. And then after that, I'm going to put it inside the comments. After the stream ends, I'm going to go ahead and put that inside the comments. Give me 1 second while I go ahead and put that in the comments. While I'm putting that in the comments, let me go ahead and play another Instagram. Oh, for some reason that one is not working. Ashley, shout out Ashley, man. Oh yeah, I love this one.
So look at the stock market and investing. It's like, I'm not saying you have to invest in the stock market, but I can tell you right now, you can't save or work your way to wealth. And people
Oh shoot. So I was trying to put that in the chat. All right, I just put it in the chat. So let me bring it back now.
I'm going to save money. Good. How has that?
Excuse my technical stuff, y'all. Technical difficulties here. But I'm going to start it over now.
So look at the stock market and investing. It's like, I'm not saying you have to invest in the stock market, but I can tell you right now, you can't save or work your way to wealth. And people I'm going to save money. Good. How has that gotten you? I'm going to work. Great. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I work in my company too. You cannot solely rely on that. And you can go start your business. I did that too. And it took me a very long time to get to where I am. And it's not for everybody, but you can invest in somebody else's business. I'd rather make money off of Amazon continuing to become a multi-trillion-dollar business while I go build my company and still work at my company. Why can't you do this and that, right? So again, I look at it as a learning opportunity. Now, when it comes to fear and my personal life, I recognize it and I move in spite of it. So when I think of building $1 billion business, I feel the fear. I feel the lack of belief that I could do it. I'm going to run towards it so that it does not feel scary. It feels normal. And so I focus on normalizing the things that cause me fear so that it's not something that I'm afraid of anymore. So
shout out Ashley Fox, man. Multi-millionaire, investor, business owner, Black woman. Salute. You made a way in America. Gotta salute that. All right, so I think that is it for today's show, y'all. Oh, let me grab a couple songs from the archives couple songs that I haven't played yet. Give me 1 second so I can choose those. If you don't want to hear the songs, feel free to just click in the comments, click in the chat, and download. Well, you don't even download them. All you do is click the link and it gives you access to the cards. You actually don't have to download anything, so you don't have to worry about downloading anything. You just click the link and it will allow you to access the information on the cards. Okay, so while I do that, give me 1 second here. Link and it gives you access. All right. There we go. There's that. And then let me find a couple investing songs. Let's see what we got. So these songs are brought to you by Matt Rich's 510 AI Music. Okay, I haven't heard this song for a long time. This song is called Wealth Builder.
I see the future bright today. No longer will we hide away. We're stepping out into the light. Our family's gonna be alright. I can feel the winds of change, blowing strong and rearrange. Every doubt, every fear, bringing all my dreams near. I am a money maker, a wealth builder now. Not just for me, but for my kin will rise and never bow. Knowledge is the key, they say. Using it to pave the way. Every step a solid ground. With this wisdom we found. I am a money maker, a wealth builder now. Not just for me, but for my kin will rise and never bow. Knowledge is the key, they say. Using it to pave the way. Every step a solid ground. With this wisdom we found. I am a maker, a wealth builder now. Not just for me, but for my kin will rise and never bow. Every lesson, every tear builds a path that brings us here. Together we will grow and thrive, for a lifetime we'll survive.
Okay, so actually I'm not going to end the show now. I'm going to just start charting some more. But while I do that, so I'm going to just let some music play. And then I'm going to just continue to chart. I did make some watch lists of the QQQs. So I'm going to go through some of these. I don't know how many I'm going to get through. But I'm going to chart them from, like this is Lamb Research. Right here. You see, I don't have any levels on here. I only have these gaps. So I'm actually going to chart this, and you'll see me chart from beginning to end. Basically, how I chart stuff. Actually, let me bring back the instrumentals and play. While the instrumentals are playing, I will talk you through my charting. So give me 1 second to bring the instrumentals back. Let me plug my phone back in since we're going to continue.
Well, thanks for the juice, Matthew. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.
Yeah, that was my phone. It says that every time I plug it in to make sure I'm focused. You should add one of those, whatever you like. But you know my mantra, peace, blessings, financial freedom. So every time I plug in my phone, it's peace, blessings, financial freedom. Get with it, y'all. All right. So let's check out Lamb Research. Lamb Research, y'all. Okay, so the first thing we do when we are charting, let's check out the 1 year. Check out the 1 year. So I definitely haven't charted this for a long time. So we can go ahead and delete all this. Go ahead and delete all this. All right. Remove 13 drawings. Okay. We can take the volume off too, so we got a clear chart. As you can see, this company, wow. Imagine investing in this. Dang, this company's been out since the 80s. So this company was trading very, very low. Imagine working at this company and just buying hella shares underneath $10 for decades. Just say you worked here your whole adult life and the company was paying you in shares for 30 years, 40 years. And then you get up here in the 2020s and it goes from $30 to $172. And you just retire multi-millionaire. That is a beautiful chart, man. It's definitely too much flatness, but yeah, that is crazy. I definitely didn't expect to see that. And I just pulled that up. All right, let's check out the monthly, y'all. Let's check out the monthly. All right, so in order to make my lines, I like to go on a line chart, and then you can see where price had a big reaction. This was a previous high here in June 2024. So I'll go to the monthly level. $106.58. Let's just go 106 flat. There it is. And let's go to the weekly. See, I'm looking for a big price reaction. So this is a big spot here. Weekly. We just go 159. All right, so this is a big reaction here, 146.07, previous all-time high, but also right here at 142. So when this happens, that's when I like to put a demand zone. This is on a weekly, so I will put this as a demand zone. So that means next time price comes down here, I'm expecting it to bounce. So next time price comes down here, I'm expecting it to bounce in this area. All right, let's check out the daily, y'all. Check out the daily. Okay. Let's put some daily levels here. So this here, previous all-time high. Also, after it broke over, this is where it bounced. So this is a level here. We can just go 132.30 for the even. And then just in case it breaks under this weekly demand, we have a daily level here. All right. And then, oops. When it came to breaking over the weekly demand, you see this level here, and then this level here. That's a level, y'all. Let's go ahead and ground that down, 149.30. We got a level right here, you see right here and right here. Both times price got there, you got the reaction. 154.95. And then let's see over here. Previous all-time high. Just round that down to 50, 166.50. This is very close to this. But it is a substantial reaction. So because this had a substantial reaction to the downside and this had a substantial reaction to the downside, instead of this, I will put this as a daily demand zone. Oh, excuse me, supply zone, daily supply. So if price does end up coming back down here, I'm expecting it to sell off. But luckily it broke through already. All right, so let's check out where we at now. Let's put the all-time high on there. Let's see. Yeah, we can put that daily level back. And that's basically how you chart, y'all. So basically it's headed to our all-time highs right now, so it's definitely too high to buy it, but that's how you chart. It don't take that long once you get used to it. You can also look for gaps. Got a gap down here. Small gap, but it's down there. Hopefully price doesn't go back down here. Because that is a big discount from where we're at right now. But maybe during the next recession, price will come down here. Definitely possible. Because price does not like imbalances. And a gap is a price imbalance. We got another gap right here, I just seen. All right, let's check it out. Okay, we got the gaps covered. No other gaps on here. All right, so that is Lamb Research, y'all. Let's go to Shopify. How many Yeah, I'm gonna just start over. I don't have that many drones on here anyway. All right. Look at this. 2022. God, down 74%, y'all. Ooh, I remember 2022. That was the worst year in the market since the financial crisis. Boy, everybody account got destroyed in 2022. I'm talking retirement accounts, invest brokerage accounts, everything got destroyed 2022, man. Especially if you was heavy in tech. I think the Qs was down 30% that year. All right, let's check out the monthly chart, y'all. The monthly chart right here. See, we got a double top. Woo, woo, woo. So the double top actually predicted this fall. We didn't know it was going to fall that far, but a double top is a chart pattern that is very bearish. So if you ever see a double top, look out for the fall of price. All right, monthly level. $152.50. Go to the weekly. See what we got here. Weekly level. Might as well round it out. 146. Check out the daily. What do we got? This is also very close to the all-time highs. Okay, so we do have this here. So this can be considered a double bottom, which is the opposite of a double top. And then we do have this right here. So I think this is what we would call a daily supply zone. My bad, daily demand. Oh, that shit ain't, there we go. I'm like, what is going on? How many times I gotta click it? Okay, so when price comes back down here, I'm expecting it to bounce in this area. Okay, so what else? Got the all-time high up here. Oh, by the way, this music is brought to you by Matt Richards 510 AI Music. Got them good instrumentals. If you know any singers or rappers that need some beats, need some instrumentals, and they don't have that money to pay these producers, I can give you beats for the low. There's no problem. I can make them quick too. Shout out to AI. Shout out Suno. If you know somebody that would sound great on this beat, let them know this beat is for sale. If you hear any beats in the background, all these beats are for sale. Feel free to buy them and make your first #1 hit with it. We will work out a great deal, and we can both get paid off it. All right, daily level here. $161.70. Let's see. This is very small. So normally I could put this as a daily supply area, but this is so small, I don't really think it's necessary. Because all these lines are zones off top, but if you need to see it, this is what I would do, just based on this little reaction here. Because this area is definitely a big reaction though. It's like, as you can see, once price broke underneath this level, it fell down tremendously. So I would leave that, but it's so small that it's not really necessary. So I just wanted to compare that to the other one that I created. So we'll just have this line just like that, if that makes sense, y'all. Okay, and then last time price came here, we had a big reaction to the downside. So let's put a daily level here. Definitely, if you want to test my levels, definitely put these same levels on your chart and watch where price goes. All right, so basically, it's that simple, y'all. Yeah, okay, that's a weekly level. You see how when I went to the weekly chart, we had this powerful drop. It's the same level from the daily. So we'll turn that into the weekly, especially with how far it fell after that. There it is. Okay, so Spotify is now charted. We now have new levels for Spotify. So a weekly closure over 173 is going back to all-time highs. But until then, I do expect it to come here and reject before trying to break through again. All right, and then as far as the downside, if it comes back into this area again, I do expect it to bounce. Oh, look at this gap, y'all. Look at this gap. We found a gap here. Big gap. Big earnings gap. So on on Tuesday, August 5th, Shopify beat on earnings on the top and bottom, on earnings and on revenue. And you can see it gapped up tremendously before falling the next couple weeks. But then gap got filled about to the halfway point. Remember I told you that last time, gaps usually, they'll first go to the halfway point before breaking through fully. And this time they had enough buyers to keep it back to the upside. So you have a daily demand area here and a gap here. So if it ends up breaking this daily demand, I do expect it. If it doesn't, this is the last level before the gap gets filled, y'all. If it ends up breaking this, then the whole gap is getting filled. All right, so that is that. Should we do one more? Y'all? Oh, man. Welcome to $1 Trillion Tickers, y'all. We chart on the weekends. We get our levels right. If there's any charts that you want me to do, I can do those for you next weekend. So you could either put that in the comments or you could send me a DM, Matt Riches 510 AI Music on Instagram. Some crazy stuff happened to my Twitter, y'all. My account got suspended on Twitter, and I don't know why. So I filed an appeal, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. So Twitter is where I get my news for my weekday show. So I'm going to have to use a different technique when it comes to getting my news. And we'll see how it goes on Monday. But I already have an idea on what to do. But it's really janky because the way that I had it set up was so clean. It was so clean. And for some reason, I don't know what's going on. But I'll wait to hear back from them. But, you know, you got to pivot. So it's just like investing, man. You have an idea, and then you got to pivot. If you got to pivot, you got to pivot. So, all right. Let's do one more, y'all. Let's do one more. Wow, look at this. This looks great. Look how many green years it has compared to red years. People that bought down here. People that bought under $60 and now it's $4.21. Big bread. Big bread. So each candle is 12 months. So look at this. This is phenomenal. So let's go back to 2015, right? So in the past 10 years, they've had 8 green years and 2 red years. So 2015, they were down 20%. 2016, they were up 14%. 2017, up 32%. Pretty much break even. Up 36%. Up 23%. Up 31%. Down 5, almost 6%. Up 25%. Come on now. I never even heard of this company. But they are in the QQQ. So they definitely are making a lot of money. Because this chart looks wonderful. This is how you want your chart to look, y'all. To the upside. To the right. To the upside. Alright, let's check out the monthly. Looks like it's been consolidating recently, though. The past, this whole year has been consolidating. So, had a great run, but it had a great run from September 22 all the way to February 24, and ever since then it's just been consolidating. So, and it's at the low end of the consolidation. Alright, monthly. See this? Could be a double top on the monthly, y'all. Let's just make it even. Alright. Let's go to the weekly. Try to find a support level here. Alright, this is one of them zones I'm gonna put on here. Weekly demand. Because we can't find the exact level, but we have a zone where we expect price to bounce based on what price did previously. Alright, weekly demand. Let's see where else. Price definitely had a reaction here. Previous all-time high. Plus, see, previous all-time high here. Plus, became support. Became resistance again. And it's just chopping right along this line. So that is a good one. We could go ahead and round that up to 50 cents. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's check out right here. Base, see this right here? When price came here, it bounced. When price came here, it turned into resistance. So support becomes resistance when price is over it, and resistance becomes support when price is underneath it. So now, this previously was support because when it came down, it bounced. But this time, when it came up, it became resistance. So next time price comes back up, expect this to be resistance again. So expect it to pull back to possibly here or here before heading back to the upside, if that makes sense. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's definitely a level right here too. All right, round that down. All right, let's check out the daily, y'all. Check out the daily. So if it does end up breaking this weekly demand, then I see it coming back down here. As the final support. Now under here, price is in trouble. Under here, I see it coming down here. Daily demand. So if it does end up breaking this 389, I see it coming down here before finding more support. All right, let's see. Do we have any daily levels here? This is definitely a level. So look what happens when price comes here. All these bounces. And over here, and over here, and over here, and over here. That's definitely a level. Let's round up. Let's see. Okay. Anything over here? A lot of. Yeah, right here. You see right here. Right here, right here, right here. It's definitely level. Price is definitely reacting when it gets here. Round up. All right. Let's put the all-time high. $49. All right. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the consolidation even more clear now. Like this is all price not going nowhere, bro. Look at that. In the zone, the same zone since February 2024. I don't want that. That's a long time. Almost 2 years. But let me see, how much is it from the all-time high right now? But I don't like how it broke this. I don't like it. It came down too far. I don't like it. I wouldn't buy it. 20% off. That is a decent discount on price, but I don't know. it's likely that it's just gonna consolidate. It got a long way to go. Look at this gap. Oh, look at this gap. Oh, this gap breaking up. But look at this gap right here. What we're doing here, this is called technical analysis. We are looking for price to have a reaction. That way, price likes to react in the same areas that it reacted previously. You can see this big downtrend, y'all. Huge downtrend. Remember what I was saying earlier was look at this. Look at this bear flag. That is a classic bear flag. Huge pole. And it came up, and then once it broke to the downside, it goes again. So right now it's looking like it may potentially be a bull flag to the upside. So we will have to wait. I have to wait. Where's that other tool? So we'll have to wait for price to go like this. Oh, that's definitely not the right tool. Where's that one tool that I had, man? I had a tool that allowed me to draw. Oh, forget it. I guess I'll just use this again. So I expect price to go like this. Man, I don't know where that other tool is at. But you can see what I'm talking about. So price is going to come down here, bounce again, maybe one more time before going to the upside. And you can see how in this weekly demand zone, how that can be possible. Because these are a lot of buyers down here. So if price comes back to get more buyers, fills this gap, gets the buyers before heading back to the upside. So that's potentially a bull flag that is happening over the next couple weeks. So ticker LIN, potential bull flag happening, y'all. So we can check back in a couple weeks and we can see if that bull flag has played out or not. All right. So that's it. One more song. One more song, y'all. Let me see. You know, it's a lot of distractions on the internet. You gotta block out the noise. Too many distractions. They want to keep us distracted so we're not making money. They want to keep us distracted so we're not progressing how we should be. So I made this song called Block Out the Noise. Shout out to the AI vocals, female singer. I got hit records, yo.
Focus on the mission, keep it clear. Purpose in my heart, next level tier. No distractions, I'm breaking free. What's my path? It's calling me. They say money don't stick, so why you wasting time? Mind the scrolling when your move should align. Your assignment's the mission. Gotta work with precision. Every step with intention. No more indecision. This is spinning in today. It's a legacy we're building. Plucking out the drama like a petty light chilling. Your focus is your power. Keep it sharp, keep it tight. In the wealth building game, play it just right. Every single move is a step in the plan. Gotta keep it intentional. I'm my biggest fan. Silence the noise. I'm staying true. Purpose guides me. I'm breaking through. Pluck out the noise. Let the mission guide. No distractions here. I'm on the wealth ride. With intention leading. There's no room for doubt. Assignments over noise, that's what it's about. Block out the noise, let your focus fly. Chasing the mission, keep your hustle high. It's all in the purpose, let intention lead. Assignments over distractions, that's the key. Every dollar I spend, every choice I make, it's about growing freedom, limiting mistakes, leaving drama behind, blocking out the scroll. Laser focus on the mission for the sake of my soul. The wealth building game, it's a marathon race, but I'm moving with intention, keeping my pace. Distractions have no power when the purpose is clear. Assignments light the way, bringing me near. Don't let the whispers pull you from the road. The legacy is calling, gotta carry the load. Block out the static, let the silence flow. The silence got the answers, let the progress show. Every single move is a step in the plan. Gotta keep it intentional, I'm my biggest fan. Silence the noise, I'm staying true. Purpose guides me, I'm breaking through. Block out the noise, let the mission guide. No distractions here, I'm on the wealth ride. With intention leading, there's no room for doubt. Assignments over noise, that's what it's about. Block out the noise, let your focus fly. Chasing the mission, keep your hustle high. It's all in the purpose, let intention lead. Assignments over distractions, that's the key. Assignments calling louder, distractions falling further. Legacy in sight, focus on the mission. Wealth takes.
That's it, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. This charting session. Hopefully you learned something. Remember, we have the free interactive flashcards in the chat, and I will put them in the comments momentarily. If there's any charts that you want me to chart next week, put that in the comments or hit me in the DMs. Let me know that you've seen my weekend charting session on YouTube and you would like me to chart a specific ticker. Let me know and I can do that next week. Tune in tomorrow for pre-market, opening bell, and breaking news starting at 6:15 a.m. Come a couple minutes earlier if you want to hear the mantra. That being said, peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.